Jeff Buckland from Atomic Gamer. We're here with Tim Willits of id Software at QuakeCon 2011, and I got the chance to play a little bit of Rage. Actually, 2.5 hours of it.
That's good. So, what did you think?
I absolutely love it.
Excellent.
The visuals are amazing. I thought it was going to be all about the engine, and it seemed I was kind of wrong with it. It's more about the art.
Yes,
so,
the art
can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, it's definitely about it's the art and the experience and the setting. And you know, the great thing about Rage is we let our artists be artists, and the mega texture just allows people to paint right on the world. So it's not like you have these tiling textures and then you go and paint. And what I like to do with Rage is stop and just look, just hold for a few seconds and look around and just kind of absorb everything in. Now, most people, they don't know mega textures and 60 hertz and all that, the technical John Carmack stuff, but it just feels different. And it has a different look to it that is very inviting and encourages you to play and explore. And then the gameplay, of course, I feel is right up there with a lot of choice and variety. And and really, for me, it's the complete first-person experience.
I've talked to a lot of sort of teenagers and young adults who played a lot of Call of Duty, and they always say that Call of Duty seems better and smoother and faster, but they never explain to me why. It's my opinion that it's because it's running at 60 frames per second.
In software technology, yes, yes. I mean, John Carmack is always key into very fast, responsive games. You pull the trigger, you push that button. You want instant feedback. You want that smooth, fluid action, and that core is what that 60 hertz is really what gives you that feeling.
Now, there's been a lot of sort of post-apocalyptic type games, and people at a glance will take a look at Rage and go, well, it's kind of like a better-looking Borderlands or Fallout. Mm-hmm. When I played it, obviously it's not that different, but the one thing I noticed that was different was that that I wasn't expecting was that while there were a lot of first-person shooter portions that were a good 5, 10, 15 minutes long, very intense. Then it was followed up by, almost as much time, sometimes even more, either in vehicles or exploring or even playing the card games and stuff like that. Is that something is that the balance you guys are looking for?
Well, yes. I mean, we, again, but at its core, we still we want people to be running and gunning. But pacing is definitely important. In our previous games, we hit the gas pedal and we never let up. And we want Rage to appeal to not only our fans that we've had for years, but we want it to appeal to a broader base as well. And we want to give people choice and variety. And like you said, you played the card game. Most people will never play that, and but it's there, and it's actually cool and very complex. The racing, you only have to race twice in the whole game, but we have well over 25 plus or so races. And if you do those, you can upgrade your car. You can do. I mean, so there's a lot there. There's like the posted missions, the sewer missions. So I think the game will appeal to more than just our hardcore shooters. And I also feel it's very approachable. Lots of people worry about Rage not being approachable. Oh, it's racing and combat shooting, and what do I do? It's gonna be too hard for me to play. You played it. It's not that hard. You can get right in and have a good time, and that's key to the game.
I noticed that there's a lot of ways to sort of progress your character. You can buy upgrades for your armor. You can upgrade your weapons. You can get in a vehicle. You can upgrade that. Do you guys feel that that's a better way of character progression in a first-person environment than the standard like leveling up and sort of magically your bullets do more damage kind of thing?
Oh yes, because it's all about your choice. And in a first-person shooter, the level of badassness you are dictates, your level. And in Rage, there's times when I make enough money, I buy the advanced swing sticks, and I go in and I'm like, and I'm just killing 4 or 5 guys. That's awesome. Then I feel like, I'm like level 50 in badassness. That really is for us in an action first-person shooter. What we feel really helps you kind of feel like you're progressing.
This is QuakeCon. Is the first time the public's getting to play Rage, or is this? It's a couple.
Well,
is it the first time?
Yeah, it's the first time that just general consumers You know, at E3, it's always just press and by invite and stuff like that. So we have it down on the show floor. We also have co-op downstairs that we actually, which is great about QuakeCon is, you know, QuakeCon fans get to play co-op first. QuakeCon fans get to play the vehicle multiplayer mode first. That's in our quick drive competition. So, excuse me, it's just exciting that, you know, we have the best fans in the world, and having them here at QuakeCon and letting them play something first. I mean, it's such a great energy.
You know, when we go to all these press tours and stuff like that, almost always a multi-platform game is shown on consoles only, because I suppose it's easier to take them around the country and everything like that. But here, there's plenty of PCs, and there are some consoles too. Did you guys specifically want to make sure that you had PCs available for everybody?
Yes, yes. This is QuakeCon. If we came to QuakeCon and did not have Rage on PC, we would get roasted. Yes, it would be our last QuakeCon. Yes, that you are absolutely correct. It would be horrible if we did not have Rage on the PC. But you're also correct that touring with a console is much easier. And I have lugged entire desktop PCs around the world, and bringing a little hard drive you stick in your pocket, it's a lot easier.
Now, you mentioned the last QuakeCon, and a couple years ago, it almost was the last QuakeCon, was it not? And then Bethesda came in, or ZeniMax came in.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't because of ZeniMax or us. It was because the hotel pulled a contract out from underneath us. I'm so glad that we pulled that one together. And actually, you know, it was great for them to help us. But yes, we had the hotel. Had I think a pharmaceutical convention, and they felt that was better than QuakeCon, which is sad. But we pulled it through. We moved venues, and the great thing about QuakeCon is grassroots volunteers. QuakeCon fans, they can go through anything, and they were like, well, we're not going to go to this hotel. We're going to go to this hotel. So in the end, it worked out, and now we're at 16 years, I believe.
And it used to be back in QuakeCon 4 or 5 years ago. Developers were bringing games, like new games that hadn't been out yet, that weren't out yet, and then it stopped for a while. But now it's back. How do you guys feel like the reception has been to bringing back really maybe not like an E3 show floor, but a show floor of some kind?
Oh, yeah, that's always exciting. You know, you're probably referring to when Valve showed Left 4 Dead here at QuakeCon, which is awesome. Yes. You know, I love those guys. Yes, QuakeCon. I mean, we have such fans are so wired into, you know, to the community. They're very smart people that come to QuakeCon, and this is a good place if you want to get a grassroots following on your game. Bring it to QuakeCon, get these guys liking your game, and then the rest is easy.
I noticed this year, I did a little tour around the BYOC. This is the first year, at least in a while, that I remember, where the BYOC was like actually full and overflowing. Did you guys expect that?
Yeah, well, we do pre-registration, and so we had really good numbers. So you know, the people that say that PC gaming is dead need to walk around the very living BYOC, and BYOC is great. I mean, it's like all walks of life, all there doing the same thing with these cool computers and case mods, and everyone should come to QuakeCon.
I noticed there's people on netbooks playing Minecraft. There's dudes with 46-inch televisions, like, you know, right in front of their face, you know, playing Left 4 Dead. And it's, you know, it used to be I go to QuakeCons, I could name every game I saw, and it's getting harder and harder to do that. I'm like, is that Heroes of New Earth or League of Legends? I don't know. But there's so many games now that people are playing online. It's amazing. What do you guys feel like is the biggest change in the games people are playing at QuakeCon? Like, what's the biggest thing that surprises you?
I think you're right. It's the variety. It really is. I mean, you're right. I walk around and I don't know. I was like, I don't know what they're playing. It looks cool, you know, and it always looks. Games always look cooler played at QuakeCon. Like a game that I would think would bore me to death, when I walk past somebody playing it, it's like, that looks cool, and it's just like, maybe it's the air, maybe it's the vibe, maybe it's the, you know, QuakeCon smell or something. But every game,
some kind of smell,
looks better if played at QuakeCon. Especially if you have a projector and you project it up on the wall, like the guys do with the little pickup tournaments.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think there was somebody playing Marvel vs. Capcom 3, which is just
isn't
so
that cool?
it's so console, and they just had a big fighting game tournament in Vegas last weekend. Last thing I want to ask about was I noticed that with like there's been a big there was a move towards modding your PCs and a lot of like wacky case mods. Is it starting to die down just a little bit, or do you think it's I don't know.
Yeah, I mean it's hard to really know. I mean, QuakeCon, the problem is it's skewed to QuakeCon is like a car show. Car show, people show up with their cars, they lift their hoods up, they sit on the hood, everyone walks by and goes, ooh, look at your engine.
Yeah.
QuakeCon's like that, but it's for computers. So it'd be hard to walk around downstairs and not and believe that that's the case. But I sure hope that case mods, that art is not dying because there's some incredible stuff.
Yeah.
So I haven't seen that firsthand, but I'm in a pool that's very heavy towards case mods.
Yeah, I love case mods. I love seeing them. I mean, at the very least, if people are modding less, it just means that they're playing games more. Because I saw a lot more people. Because it used to be you go to show, people would actually bring their PC, their modded out PC, and then they wouldn't even touch it. They wouldn't even touch it. They just leave it on display for people to see. Now people are bringing computers, and then they're actually playing games at them. So if there's anything that's being backed off in one way, maybe it's just good in the other direction where they're actually playing.
That's true. That's true. As long as they're not playing like Farmville or something. No, I'm just kidding.
I did see some World of Warcraft.
Yes, I think this may be the first year that we've allowed that because it's not because we don't like it. It's because of the bandwidth.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, and we historically have closed that port.
Right.
But I think with the AT&T sponsorship, I think that they have that open. I'm not sure, but if you saw it, then it's probably open.
Yeah, the one thing is that like I saw it once and I thought, how have I not? This is the first time I saw it. It was like at the end of my little tour. I thought I was going to see hundreds of people playing WoW. But no, it was just a couple people, and maybe the concern was never that big in the first place. Because, well, of course, if it was a bandwidth issue, it's something different.
Yes, I think that ultimately was what it was. Yes.
All right, well, that's all I've got for you. Thank you so much, Tim.
Nice talking with you. I'm glad you enjoyed the game.
I absolutely loved Rage.